First up is Leave No Trace. This is a 2018 movie starring Ben Foster, my third one of him, and Thomasin McKenzie. And this movie is great. The premise is that it's a dad and daughter who live in the wilderness. And it's a very, very slow movie, but it's a slow movie done well. And the slowness makes sense in context of the story, too, because, they're just living in the wilderness, kind of taking their time. And yeah, it's such a beautiful movie. The movie is really about PTSD and also just like the failings of the American healthcare system, especially in regards to veterans when they come back home and just how like they're suffering through so much mental anguish, but like there's not there's support, but like is the support great? Is it really helping them? And so yeah, it talks about that, and it's so good, so beautiful. Yeah, both leads both give incredibly powerful performances, especially I would say Thomasin McKenzie. She's like 15 in this, and she is such a control of her emotions. It was really great. She's been in a bunch of stuff, and I'm so excited to see more of what she does. And obviously Ben Foster does wonderful. He's such a talented actor. I want to watch more of his things too, because he always delivers. Yeah, so I recommend the hell out of this movie. You just want to see like all of the pretty nature, because it shows off so much nature. There's a dumpster truck outside right now. They show off so much pretty nature stuff, and it's gorgeous. I love it. Great movie. Totally watch it. It's wonderful. It is slow though. Next up is Horse Girl. This movie came out just earlier this year. It stars Alison Brie there and Molly Shannon. I wasn't interested in it when it first came out, just because it didn't look that interesting. I heard kind of mixed things about it. Kind of decent-ish reviews. But then I recently found out that it has Dylan Galula in it, who I love so much. She was in Shithouse and First Girl I Loved, which I love both of those. She has a very, very small part in this, but because I wanted to see her in more stuff, I finally decided to check this one out. And oh my god, this movie was great. It is, the simplest way to describe this movie is, it's an effing trip. It is so bonkers and so crazy, but it's definitely worth it. I can understand why it's kind of divisive, but man, it is great. Yeah. The premise is that Alison Brie there, she works at a craft store, she likes horses, she's just like this super innocent and incredibly awkward person, but she's caring and loving. And they did such a great job of making you sympathetic to her. But then some weird stuff starts happening. And what is it? What's going on? And kind of the movie's just like, it's weird, crazy, what the hell is going on type of thing. I would describe it as you're watching a person have a complete mental breakdown from their point of view. And so that kind of explains some of the crazy stuff. Or the crazy stuff could actually be kind of true, because Josh was kind of arguing for his case when he watched it. He thinks it's more real than what I thought. So it's just it's so interesting. It's so bonkers. It's great. And lastly is I'm Your Woman. That's the frame a little bit. This movie just came out on Friday, and it stars the marvelous Miss Maisel herself, Rachel Brosnahan. And the premise is, it's kind of just like a gangster movie, but from the point of view of like the innocent wife who doesn't really know everything that's going on, and she's suddenly kind of like thrown into the mix of things. So it's really interesting because like so much of the movie, like there's lots of things that are happening off screen that you would normally see in like a regular gangster movie. But because she's just like the innocent wife, you don't see them. There is lots of crazy stuff that happens to her too, but not as much as you probably would have normally seen. And yeah, I liked it. It's definitely an interesting idea for a movie. She's also just like a new mother as well, so she's kind of adjusting to that. But the movie's kind of really, it's boring, which sucks, because like there's lots of interesting things that happen, and like I said, it's an interesting premise. It's just takes so long to get there sometimes, and it's frustrating, and yeah, it's just kind of boring. So it's good though. I liked it. I still enjoyed it. I'm probably never going to watch it again, but I don't regret watching it. So yeah, it was good. It's fine. That's it.